Hey everyone, remember those laugh-out-loud moments in their Brooklyn apartment? We're taking a trip down memory lane to see what the cast of Good Times is up to in 2023. Get ready for some real names, ages, and a peek into their lives these days. Did JJ maintain his signature coolness? Is Florida's sass as sharp as ever? Let's find out. Number 1. Janette Dubois as Willona Wood. Willona on Good Times is the kind of friend everyone wants. She's super generous, fun to be around, and always down for a good time. Maybe she gets a little nosy sometimes, but that's just her way. Most importantly, she's always there for her best friend, Florida, no matter what. There might have been some drama behind the scenes on Good Times, but Janette Dubois, the actress who played Willona, didn't let it stop her. Some people say there were fights, but Janette just kept on shining. Maybe it was because she pushed for a bigger role, but whatever the reason, she kept her career going strong even after the show ended. Even after Good Times bid farewell, Janette continued to grace our screens in various roles. You might recall seeing her on shows like A Different World, Beverly Hills 90210, or even Sister Sister. She fearlessly showcased her acting skills in a wide range of genres, from family sitcoms like Home Improvement to action-packed films like Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle. And that's not all. Janette wasn't limited to live-action roles. She also lent her voice to animated series like the hilarious The PJs. Her voice-acting prowess was so impressive that she even earned 2 Emmy Awards for it. While some actors struggle to find success after a hit show, Janette Dubois proved she was much more than just Willona from Good Times. She was a multi-talented actress and singer who continued to entertain audiences for years to come. Willona Woods was played by Janette Dubois when she was 42 years old. Sadly, Willona Woods died on February 17, 2020, of cardiac arrest at her residence in Glendale, California. She was 88 years old. Number 2. Ralph Carter as Michael Evans. Michael is fed up with racism. It's everywhere, and it's just not right. He's out there speaking his truth, calling out how unfair things are, especially the system that keeps holding people back just because of their skin color. He doesn't mess around with long speeches, he just gets down to business. He's like a beacon, showing everyone how messed up things are. But Michael doesn't just want to complain. He dreams of a world where everyone is treated equally, not some impossible dream. He gets people together to protest, one at a time. His passion is contagious. It makes you want to join him in the fight. After his stint on Good Times, this young actor decided that the bright lights of Broadway suited him better than the sitcom life. Returning to the stage where he truly belonged, his talent shined even brighter. He wasn't just a one-hit wonder. In 1974, he won a prestigious Drama Desk Award for his performance in the play Raisin in the Sun. He was even nominated for a Tony Award that same year, showing that theater critics were raving about his acting chops. But acting wasn't his only passion. These days, he serves as the vice president of a group called Audelco, celebrating everything amazing about black theater. He also loves music and enjoys performing as a singer at nightclubs. Clearly, this talented guy isn't afraid to showcase his skills in various ways. While being part of Good Times was undoubtedly a highlight, his love for theater runs deep. He works with an organization that honors the history of black actors and playwrights on the New York stage, showing his dedication to preserving this rich heritage. Michael Evans was played by Ralph Carter when he was 13 years old, and now he is 62 years old. Number 3. Bernadette Stannis as Thelma Evans. Thelma's dad can be a little overprotective, but hey, that's what dads do, right? Even so, Thelma isn't afraid to go after what she wants, especially love. She's a dreamer, just like her whole family. They all want to get out of their rough neighborhood and have a better life. In the meantime, Thelma helps out a lot at home. Her mom can always count on her, and Thelma is always happy to lend a hand. Nadette Stannis, the actress who played Thelma, was a huge star back in the day. Some people even thought she should have been a model, like Farrah Fawcett with that iconic poster. Apparently, that idea didn't fly with the producers. but that's okay. The show was so successful that Stannis still lives off its residuals. After the show's end, she continued to play various TV roles, making brief appearances in The Love Boat, What's Happening Now, and Bustin' Loose, among others. Stannis has also appeared in a handful of films, including Land of the Free, Master P's Still 'Bout It, and Insecure. Besides her film and television work, she lends her voice to radio ads for AT&T and other commercials, and has appeared in ads for Nationwide Insurance and the TV One network. Outside of acting, Stannis has a family life. She has 2 kids from her first marriage and has been married a few times throughout the years. Thelma Evans was played by Bernadette Stannis when she was 21 years old, and now she is 70 years old. Number 4. Jimmy Walker as James Evans. Junior JJ was the class clown, the one who always had a joke ready. He could crack you up faster than you knew what hit you, with his funny sayings and perfect impressions. He knew exactly when to deliver a line, and his big personality could light up a room. But JJ wasn't just all fun and games. He'd face some real challenges in life, stuff that would knock most people down. But JJ was tough, like a superhero who always bounced back, keeping his chin up and chasing his dreams with a smile. Jimmy Walker's journey to stardom wasn't your typical Hollywood story. His initial dream was to light up the basketball court, but fate had other plans. After exploring various jobs, he discovered a surprising talent: making people laugh. His comedic journey began humbly, warming up audiences for a poetry group. A 1972 television appearance on Jack Parr's show marked a turning point. This opened doors to roles on shows like Maude, ultimately leading him to the iconic character of JJ on Good Times. JJ's unforgettable catchphrases, coupled with Walker's signature style, propelled him to national recognition. His portrayal was so spot on that it garnered him Golden Globe nominations for Best Supporting Actor. While JJ became his breakout role, Walker didn't rest on his laurels. He showcased his comedic versatility with guest appearances on shows like Fantasy Island, and even landed a hilarious role in the movie Airplane. Stand-up comedy clearly held a special place in his heart, and he continued touring extensively throughout his career. The energy of live performance seems to be his fuel. On the personal side, Jimmy Walker has chosen to keep his life private. There's no public record of marriage or children. His focus remains on his career, bringing laughter to audiences everywhere. James Evans Jr. was played by Jimmy Walker when he was 33 years old, and now he is 76 years old. Number 5. Esther Rolle as Florida Evans. Florida's life is crazy busy. She's constantly cooking, cleaning, doing laundry, shopping, the list goes on. On top of that, she even works a part-time job to make sure the bills get paid. Talk about dedicated. The Evans family might be strapped for cash sometimes, but Florida always makes them feel loved. Her house is always welcoming, and she's warm and friendly, like sunshine. She's the kind of neighbor who'd share her last cookie, and the kind of mom who makes you believe you can do anything you set your mind to. Jimmy Walker's journey to fame took an unexpected turn. Originally aspiring for basketball success, he eventually discovered his talent for making people laugh. After trying his hand at various jobs, he found himself warming up the crowd for a poetry group, where he realized his knack for comedy. In 1972, he got his big break with a TV appearance on Jack Parr's show. This opened doors to roles on series like Maude, and ultimately landed him the iconic role of JJ on Good Times. JJ's catchphrases and unique style made Walker a household name, earning him Golden Globe nominations for Best Supporting Actor. Although Good Times brought him fame, Walker didn't confine himself to one role. He made guest appearances on popular shows like Fantasy Island and starred in the hilarious movie Airplane. Comedy became his calling, and he continued touring as a stand-up comic for much of the year, finding his true joy in performing live. In his personal life, Jimmy Walker has remained single, with no public record of marriage or children. He seems content to focus on his career and keep audiences laughing wherever he goes. Florida Evans was played by Esther Rolle when she was 54 years old. Sadly, Rolle died on November 17, 1998, in Culver City, California, from complications of diabetes at the age of 78. Number 6. John Amos as James Evans. James Evans was hard as a rock. He served in the Korean War, and it made him tough. But when he came home, he faced a whole new fight, a system that wouldn't give him a fair chance. He didn't have a college degree, so all he could get were rough, low-paying jobs. It wasn't right, and it bugged him that people didn't see how much he could really do. But James wasn't one to quit. He took care of his family just as fiercely as he fought in the war. Even without a fancy degree, he had something more important: love for his wife and kids that nothing could touch. John Amos wasn't a newcomer to the entertainment scene when he landed his role on Good Times. With a background in theater, including starting his own company, he was already well established in the spotlight. Transitioning to television, he appeared on shows like The Mary Tyler Moore Show and Maude before becoming known as the no-nonsense father, James Evans, on Good Times. Despite some bumps along the way, Amos remained unfazed. His breakthrough came in 1977 with the groundbreaking miniseries Roots. His portrayal of Kunta Kinte earned him an Emmy nomination, cementing his reputation as a dramatic powerhouse. Amos continued to build his career with roles in movies like Coming to America, alongside Eddie Murphy. Beyond acting, he's also the proud father of 6 children. Today, John Amos resides in New Jersey, still living life on his own terms. A true Hollywood veteran, he's left his mark on both theater and television. James Evans was played by John Amos when he was 35 years old, and now he is 84 years old. Number 7. Johnny Brown as Nathan Bookman was all about work, no messing around. He was loud like a ship's horn, and always wore that same hat at a weird angle. The way he talked was just as strange, making him stick out like a sore thumb. Bookman liked things clear and cut to the chase, no sugarcoating. He'd tell you what's what, even if you didn't want to hear it. Now, living next to the Evans family wasn't exactly quiet. Bookman and the Evanses argued more than instruments in a band. But here's the thing. Beneath all the yelling and fighting, there was actually some respect between them. They might not have agreed on everything, but deep down, they kinda understood and even appreciated each other in their own way. Johnny Brown was a prolific actor who graced both film and television screens throughout his career. Early on, he appeared in films alongside established stars like Sammy Davis Jr. in A Man Called Adam and Jack Lemmon in The Out-of-Towners. He even brought his talents to the musical fantasy The Wiz, starring Diana Ross. Television viewers may recognize him from his appearances on shows like The Bill Cosby Special and The Mouse Factory in the early 1970s. He continued to be active throughout the following decades, taking on diverse roles in everything from the animated Chipmunks to sitcoms like The Wayans Brothers and The Jamie Foxx Show. Johnny Brown's filmography extended well into the late 2000s, with his last credited role in I'm Through with White Girls. His dedication to his craft and ability to entertain audiences across various genres solidified his place in the entertainment industry. Nathan Bookman was played by Johnny Brown when he was 32 years old. Sadly, Brown died of cardiac arrest in Los Angeles on March 2, 2022, at the age of 84. Number 8. Janet Jackson as Millicent Penny Woods Penny had it rough. Her mom was mean and she bounced around foster homes. But Penny was tough. No matter how bad things got, she never gave up hope. It's amazing how she changed. This little girl grew up way too fast, learned a lot about life, and even gave advice to the Evans family. Even when they were going through their own problems, Penny's words were like a ray of sunshine, helping them and others in tough situations see the light at the end of the tunnel. Janet Jackson's role as Penny Gordon Woods on Good Times was just the beginning of her remarkable journey. While her portrayal of a young girl facing abuse resonated with audiences, she quickly soared beyond the Evans apartment. In the 1980s and 90s, Janet Jackson became a global pop superstar. Her infectious music and captivating performances cemented her status as a cultural icon. By 2019, she rightfully earned her place in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, solidifying her influence. Even amidst a global pandemic, Janet remained dedicated to her craft. Although her 2020 album and tour plans shifted due to COVID-19, she persevered. In 2022, a two-part documentary delved into her life and career, further affirming her status as a legend in the entertainment industry. Janet Jackson's story extends far beyond her time on Good Times. She is a talented singer, dancer, and performer who continues to inspire generations of artists. Millicent Penny Woods was played by Janet Jackson when she was 11 years old, and now she is 57 years old. Number 9. Ben Powers as Keith Anderson. Keith dripped with confidence, like it was practically dripping off him. The coolest dude around, he was also a super loyal friend, always ready to help out. In a world full of people worried about messing up, Keith totally believed in himself, and it was contagious. He was happy and upbeat, and it rubbed off on everyone around him. He made things seem easy, even when they weren't, and helped his friends navigate their own problems. Having a friend like Keith by your side made even the toughest times a lot more fun. Ben Powers, the beloved actor best known for his role as Keith Anderson on Good Times, was a man of many talents. His career spanned various genres, showcasing his comedic timing, dramatic depth, and ability to hold his own amongst Hollywood legends. He possessed a remarkable range, effortlessly transitioning between genres. In Gimme a Break, he showcased a charming presence similar to his Good Times character. However, he could also tackle dramatic challenges, as evidenced by his role in the short-lived CBS drama Dropout Father. Throughout his career, Powers remained dedicated to his craft. He consistently took on roles, as seen in projects like Shattered Vows. While details of his personal life remain private, one thing is clear. Ben Powers left an undeniable mark on the entertainment industry with his versatility and passion for acting. Keith Anderson was played by Ben Powers when he was 14 years old. Sadly, Powers died of liver cancer on April 6, 2015, at the age of 64. Number 10. Teddy Wilson as Sweet Daddy. William Daddy William is smooth, man. He's got his own unique style and enough charm to fill a room. People love his relaxed confidence and the little bit of mystery that follows him around like a cool aftershave. He's a natural leader, but doesn't have to yell to get respect. He can also lighten the mood with a funny joke when things get tense. No matter what's going on, Daddy William stays calm and collected, always seeming like he knows what's coming next, like he's got the best seat in the house. Teddy Wilson's path in jazz took him from the grand stages of big bands to the intimate world of small groups, where his true passion resided. While he made his mark playing alongside legends like Benny Goodman, it was leading his own ensembles, particularly the sizzling sextet at Cafe Society in New York City, that solidified his reputation. But Wilson's influence extended far beyond his own playing. In the 1940s, he brought his artistry to a wider audience through CBS radio broadcasts. He even nurtured the next generation of jazz greats by sharing his knowledge at prestigious institutions like Juilliard. Teddy Wilson's legacy lies in his distinctive piano style. His smooth elegance and gentle touch on the keys captivated audiences and inspired countless pianists who followed him. Sweet Daddy William was played by Teddy Wilson when he was 64 years old. Sadly, he died of stomach cancer in New Britain, Connecticut, on July 31, 1986, age 73. Number 11. Helen Martin as Weeping Wanda Williams. Wanda Williams is a real softie. She feels things deeply, both the good and the bad, and can really connect with what other people are going through. She's always there for you if you need a shoulder to cry on or someone to understand what you're feeling. Helen Martin was a highly respected African-American actress who began her career as a founding member of Harlem's American Negro Theater in the early 1940s. She made her Broadway debut in Orson Welles' 1941 production of Native Son. While many of her most acclaimed roles were on stage, Martin also made a significant impact on screen. Her film debut came in director Phil Carlson's '55 crime film, The Phoenix City Story, tackling themes of corruption, murder, and racial intolerance in Alabama. After a hiatus of 14 years, Martin returned to film and television, becoming a familiar face throughout the 70s and beyond. She is best remembered for her roles on sitcoms that focused on the lives of black characters, including That's My Mama, Good Times, and the long-running 227. In addition to her television work, Martin appeared in several movies, often portraying offbeat characters. Her film credits include Doc Hollywood, I Got the Hookup, I'm 'Bout It, and Bulworth. Weeping Wanda Williams was played by Helen Martin when she was 65 years old. Sadly, Martin died of a heart attack on March 25, 2000, in Monterey, California, aged 90. Number 12. Moses Gunn as Carl Dixon. Carl marches to the beat of his own drum. He doesn't believe in God and figures things out for himself using his brain. He can be pretty serious, but deep down he's a good guy, especially when it comes to Florida. In fact, they eventually tie the knot. Moses Gunn wasn't just a powerful screen presence. He was a celebrated actor who excelled on stage and screen alike. While audiences may recognize him from his authoritative roles in film and television, his career blossomed on the New York theater scene. Gunn's theatrical journey began in 1962 with a groundbreaking role in the off-Broadway production of Jean Genet's The Blacks. This wasn't just any debut. It was a powerful statement that set the stage for his future success. He even co-founded the acclaimed Negro Ensemble Company, a company dedicated to amplifying black voices in theater. There, he thrived in productions like The First Breeze of Summer. But Gunn's talents weren't limited to contemporary works. He tackled the timeless world of Shakespeare with remarkable skill, performing with both the Yale Repertory Theater and the prestigious New York Shakespeare Festival. Moses Gunn's legacy extends far beyond the screen. He was a true thespian, captivating audiences with his versatility and dedication to his craft. He embodied the power of black storytelling on stage and screen, leaving an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Carl Dixon was played by Moses Gunn when he was 48 years old. Sadly, Gunn died from complications of asthma in Guilford, Connecticut on December 16, 1993, aged 64. That's it for our look back at the iconic Good Times. The show's portrayal of family life in the city is still relatable today. Feeling like a sitcom marathon? Tell us what classic show you'd like us to explore next.